Hello and welcome to a Grim Oak Press unboxing. This, my friends, is Dragonquest by Anne McCaffrey. The sequel to Dragonflight by Anne McCaffrey. The second title in the Dragonriders of Pern, the original trilogy. And technically, Dragonflight was a fix-up novel, so I guess this is almost in a way the first novel proper. But anyways, it's number 2. Very excited to add this to my collection. I remember when I was young in Maryland, I think I told this story in the last unboxing, the one for Dragonflight. When I was in Maryland, I remember seeing the book cover for A Gift of Dragons, which I was way too young to read, but there's surprisingly more space than there usually is in these slipcases. So the slipcases for Grim Oak Press are optional. The titles do not automatically come with them, so you want to pre-order titles early and make sure you pre-order with those slipcases, or else you might possibly miss out, and you don't want to be missing out. We have the incredible artwork by Kaitlund Zupanic, who is the one that signed it there as well. And once again, we have our bonded leather. There's the full wraparound dust jacket. Very, very nice. Kaitlund Zupanic, bonded leather, nice little foil stamping, gorgeous rounded spines there. This is a sewn binding. I think it was in one of the previous videos somebody was saying, oh, don't they just do glued bindings? I believe they do sewn bindings. Oh, look at the dragon scale end papers. Is that coming out in the picture, the quality? Oh, that's gorgeous. Number 86 to match my copy of Dragonflight, as well as my copies of many other Grim Oak Press titles, signed by Kaitlund Zupanic. She's almost like an up-and-coming Todd Lockwood. She just is absolutely superb in terms of her own dragon artwork. Todd Lockwood is the master of dragon artwork, and Kaitlund Zupanic is saying, I'm going to take that crown from you. So anyways, this does have interior artwork as well. There it is. There's some interior artwork. Very, very nice. And I believe they are going to at least do the third volume, The White Dragon. I don't know if they're following it up right away, just because I haven't seen anything said about it. I know that Sean Speakman has been talking a lot about several titles that are coming up, including several that have not. That doesn't even look like a painting. That looks like just an actual photograph. But surely enough, that is a Kaitlund Zupanic painting. He's been talking about titles coming up in 2024 that haven't even been announced yet. So I don't know. Maybe one of those is The White Dragon, which would complete out the original Dragonriders of Pern trilogy. If you're not familiar with Dragonquest or Dragonriders of Pern, if you do like fantasy, do you like dragons? If the answer is yes, you need to check the series out. There is a reason, more than 50 years later, that the McCaffrey's words are still highly praised. So this one is the story of Fanar and Falan? Falan just sounds like flan, that's why I'm thinking that's not right. Some terms of interest. Anyways, they are half-brothers. One who is kind of banished. He's trying to recover in the southern continent. One who's kind of trying to keep the peace up north with the old riders. But like I said, if you like fantasy, if you like dragons, check out the Dragonriders of Pern. And I believe this is still actually available. There aren't many titles from Grim Oak Press that have completely sold out, because a lot of them are about like 1,000 copies. This was only 500 copies. The David Eddings titles have been selling out. Jim Butcher's titles have been selling out. And Anne McCaffrey's titles have been selling out. This is only the second Anne McCaffrey title they've done, but still. The first one, Dragonflight, sold out. Dragonquest, I think there's only like a handful of copies left. I think there were like 16 copies last I checked. So seriously, if you were waiting on this, if you're sleeping on it, you should get over there and you should pick it up. If you're also a big fan of dragons, you should pick up Elegy of Darkness, which is also still available. That is not by Anne McCaffrey. That is by Jacqueline Carey. But there have been hints that some other Carey titles will be getting the Grim Oak Press treatment very soon. We shall see what happens with that. Very excited. So Carey's, just a little tangent here, Carey's titles, especially Kushiel's Dart, Kushiel's Chosen, Kushiel's Avatar, I believe those are the three, did get special edition treatments several years back, I think like 6 years back, from Subterranean Press. But they might be getting a reissue of sorts through Grim Oak Press, which I am totally cool with. You know who's one that I would love to see get Grim Oak Press treatment? We were just talking about this on one of the small press groups on Facebook. Scott Lynch, the Gentleman Bastard series. That one is one of those series where it might never get finished. But still, I think Sean Speakman should get on that, because that is something that is very up their alley. It's weird how much room there is. I imagine if I put a Mylar dust jacket protector on this, it'll fill it up. But still, it's surprising for Grim Oak Press. Usually they're very smooth. Seriously, Grim Oak Press is one of those publishers that have their very own aesthetic. I just did a Thunderstorm Books unboxing where they have their own aesthetic. Grim Oak has their own aesthetic as well, including glorious slipcases that all kind of match. They all have their own little logo on it, their own stamping, but they're all kind of the same dimensions. The books with gorgeous glossy dust jackets, beautiful bonded leather. It's just, they have their own aesthetic and it is working for them. I have several other Grim Oak Press unboxings on my channel, so please consider checking those out if you'd like to see more of them. Please consider liking and subscribing. I'm also doing book reviews every single week. I'm currently playing catch-ups. I've been doing 2 a week lately. But anyways, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you around next time.